What happened to the North Korean team after they lost the 2010 World Cup? In the 2010 World Cup, North Korea made headlines by qualifying for the tournament after 44 years. However, their journey ended in disappointment, with heavy defeats, including a crushing 7-0 loss to Portugal. This raised many questions about how the team was treated back home, given North Korea's strict and secretive nature. What happened to the players and coaches? Did they face praise for their effort or punishment for their losses? In this video, we will tell you the story behind their return and what happened to their team after they lost to the 2010 World Cup. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get started. A historic return to the world stage. North Korea's qualification for the 2010 World Cup was a historic moment. It had been 44 years since the nation's last appearance in the tournament. Back in 1966, the North Korean team surprised the world by reaching the quarterfinals. Expectations for the 2010 squad were not as high, but their qualification itself was a significant achievement, considering the country's limited resources and international isolation. Led by coach Kim Jong-un, the team prepared to face some of the best footballing nations in the world. However, the World Cup draw did them no favors. North Korea was placed in Group G, widely considered the Group of Death, alongside Brazil, Portugal, and Ivory Coast. These teams featured some of the world's top players, including Cristiano Ronaldo and Didier Drogba. It was clear that North Korea was the underdog, but the team entered the tournament determined to represent their country with pride. A difficult journey on the pitch. North Korea's World Cup campaign began on June 15, 2010, with a match against Brazil, the #1 ranked team in the world. Against all odds, the North Koreans put up a strong fight, losing by a narrow margin of 2-1. The performance earned them respect from football fans worldwide, as few had expected them to hold their own against such a dominant opponent. However, the team's fortunes quickly declined. In their second group stage match, North Korea suffered a crushing 7-0 defeat to Portugal. The loss was particularly humiliating, as it highlighted the vast gap in quality between the two teams. Their final match against Ivory Coast ended in a 3-0 defeat, sealing their exit from the tournament without a single point. While the players likely understood that they had done their best under difficult circumstances, the North Korean regime viewed their performance as an embarrassment. What awaited them back home was far worse than the disappointment of losing on the pitch. The grand debate upon returning to North Korea, the national team was summoned to a gathering at the Working People's Culture Palace in Pyongyang. The event, known as the Grand Debate, was anything but celebratory. Instead, it became a 6-hour session of public humiliation. In front of government officials, athletes, and sports students, the team was berated for their poor performance. Coach Kim Jong-un bore the brunt of the blame. According to reports, he was accused of betraying the trust of Kim Jong-il, North Korea's supreme leader at the time. The accusations were not just professional, but political, as the team's failure was framed as a betrayal of the regime. The coach was reportedly expelled from the Workers' Party and sentenced to forced labor in a coal mine, where he would work up to 14 hours a day. The players also faced severe reprimands, though two of them, Jong Tae-se and An Yong-hak, were spared. Both had returned to Japan, their country of birth, where they played club football. Their absence likely saved them from the worst of the regime's wrath. A state-controlled propaganda for the North Korean public, the story of the 2010 World Cup did not end with the team's return. The regime, known for its control over information, took steps to rewrite the narrative of the tournament. State media reportedly edited footage of the matches, cutting off live broadcasts and showing only highlights that downplayed the team's losses. In one of the most absurd examples of propaganda, rumors circulated that North Korean media claimed the team had won their group. According to this fabricated narrative, North Korea defeated Japan, the United States, and China with scores of 7-0, 4-0, and 2-0, respectively. They were supposedly advancing to face Portugal in the knockout stage. These false reports were never verified, but they reflected the regime's desperation to maintain an image of success and strength. This wasn't the first time North Korea had used sports to bolster its image. The government had long treated international competitions as opportunities to demonstrate the country's supposed superiority. The failure of the 2010 World Cup team threatened that narrative, prompting the regime to fabricate victories to appease the public. Sven-Göran Eriksson and a strange request. One of the stranger twists in this story involves Sven-Göran Eriksson, the renowned Swedish football manager. In 2009, Eriksson visited North Korea as part of his role with Notts County, an English football club owned by a mysterious businessman, Russell King. During his visit, Eriksson was approached by North Korean officials who asked for his help in rigging the World Cup draw. Eriksson later recounted the experience, describing how the officials wanted him to ensure that North Korea would be placed in an easy group. He explained that this was impossible and illegal. Ironically, the actual draw placed North Korea in one of the toughest groups in the tournament, ensuring a challenging road ahead. Eriksson's anecdote highlights the extent to which the North Korean regime was willing to create favorable conditions for their team. It also underscores the naivety of their officials, who seemed to misunderstand how international football operates. In 2014, a video claiming that North Korea had lied about winning the World Cup went viral. The video, which appeared to show state media announcing North Korea's victories, was later revealed to be a parody created by a YouTube channel. Despite being fake, the video gained significant attention, with many viewers believing it to be real due to North Korea's reputation for propaganda. The incident highlighted the difficulty of distinguishing fact from fiction when it comes to North Korea. The regime's secrecy and history of fabricating stories made even the most outlandish claims seem plausible to outsiders. This hoax added another layer of absurdity to the already bizarre tale of North Korea's 2010 World Cup campaign, revisionist history, and a flight attendant's account. In 2017, a new twist to the story emerged when a Portuguese flight attendant named Álvaro Leal shared his experiences from a trip to North Korea. According to Leal, a North Korean tour guide recounted a version of the 2010 World Cup where the team performed admirably, losing only to eventual champions Portugal. The guide claimed that Portugal had gone on to win the entire tournament, a narrative designed to emphasize North Korea's supposed strength against the best team in the world. This account exemplifies how the North Korean regime continues to manipulate history to suit its needs. By altering the story of the World Cup, the government aimed to maintain national pride and distract from the harsh realities of the team's performance and the punishment they endured. North Korea's 2010 World Cup campaign remains a fascinating and sobering story of a country where sports intersect with politics in extraordinary ways. For the players, what should have been a moment of pride became a source of shame and suffering. For the world, it offered a rare glimpse into the lengths to which the regime would go to maintain its grip on power. The strange combination of public shaming, state propaganda, and international ridicule ensures that North Korea's 2010 World Cup story will be remembered as one of the most surreal chapters in football history. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing updates. Thanks for watching.